Hi everyone, today we are doing parabolas. Parabolas. Okay, parabolas generally have a shape. Um, when we sketch a parabola on a graph, they generally have a shape like this, like what we see here. The different parabolas, and they all have a U shape. Okay, this is generally the shape. The equation of a parabola is like is generally in this form: y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, a, b, c are constant real number. Also, we can explain a, b, c as coefficient. Coefficient. Okay, the idea of coefficient is I do an example. You have to know that it's very important. Example: if I have y equals to minus 2x squared plus 10x minus 25. Okay, if I have an equation like this, so what we can say is the coefficient of x squared is minus 2, and the coefficient of x is positive 10. Okay, also similarly, the coefficient of x power of 0 is minus 25. Okay, because x power of 0 is 1, so basically we have the coefficient of x squared, which is a, minus 2. The coefficient of x, which is b, in this case is positive 10. The coefficient of, well, x power of 0 is the constant c, which is minus 25. That's the idea about coefficient. Okay, and okay, similarly, sorry, draw a straight line there. Similarly, those are some equations about math equations of a parabola. Say examples. Okay, example. So this is parabola, or maybe x squared plus 2x plus 10. Okay, y equals x squared plus 2x, y equals to minus 25x squared, and y equals to, for instance, x plus 1 bracket x minus 1, because they all equations of parabola. Okay, once you say in your equation the highest power for x is x squared, and they are parabola, even for the last one here, if we expand the bracket, we have x squared minus 1. Okay, and they all parabolas. You say the key point is the highest power in the highest x power in the equation is 2, so you have a term x squared in there. They are parabolas. Okay, they all parabolas. So parabolas. Okay, so there. Okay, what I can say about the coefficient is, well, you say the black line is y equals to x here. Just y equals to x squared if the coefficient of x squared is higher, the higher the coefficient of x squared is, the narrow, well, the more narrow, horizontally speaking, the more narrow the graphs, the parabolas are. Say if I have the green one here is y equals to x squared divided by 4. The coefficient in this case is 1/4, which is less than 1, so it's it's more wider. Okay, this is something you have to know, and you have to remember. Just remember the shape of parabolas, parabola, yeah, in your exam. Okay, for your exam. Okay. Now, to sketch a parabola, to sketch a parabola, we have to know it's similar how we it is similar how do we similar to how do we sketch a straight line. Okay, to sketch a parabola, basically, the first thing you have to know is the shape of parabola, which is this shape. Okay, this is the general shape. For instance, if I have well, if I have y equals to x squared, the parabola will be something like this. Okay. Okay, sorry. The parabola will be okay. It's really hard to draw it there. Okay. Okay, just sketch a graph there. The parabola will be we have a straight line. The parabola will be something like this. Okay, we have y equals to x squared. This is our parabola. Okay. But if the coefficient of the parabola is a minus number, say y equals to minus x squared, what do we do is we have to sketch the graph. Actually, the graph looks like that. You can say when we put a minus sign in front of the parabola, well, we put a minus sign in front of any graph. Okay, the graph is going to be reflected. It's going to be reflected. It's going to be reflected. Reflection about x-axis. So if the coefficient of x squared in the parabola is a minus number, okay, then it's going to be this shape. It's going to be the U shape is going to be reflected in x-axis. That's the first thing we have to know before sketching a graph. The shape of a graph always. Okay. For instance, the second thing we know how to sketch a graph is similar to how to sketch a straight line is you have to state the x and y intercept, which is you have to show actually where the graph touches the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. Also, okay, yeah. Also, in sketching the graph, in sketch parabolas, you have to label the turning points. Label the turning points. What is a turning point? Say if I have a parabola, it's from -4 to well, maybe to 8. Okay, and well, okay, and it's here. So if I have a parabola goes like this, okay, sorry, doesn't look very good. Okay, just draw a random parabola. Okay, say if I have a parabola, it goes like this. Now it's very hard to draw. Okay, say if I have a parabola in here. Okay, sorry. If I have a parabola, looks like this. Say I have a parabola looks like this. Okay. Say just because the function of x is a parabola, and the point here we call it a turning point. We call this point a turning point. If the well, the parabola has this shape, this is a maximum turning point. If the parabola has this shape, the turning point is a minimum turning point. Okay, the meaning of them are this point is a maximum turning point. Well, assume there are two different parabolas on the parabola, because at this point the parabola has the maximum number, so we call this one the maximum turning point. Okay, and here we have a minimum turning point, simply because in this parabola the turning point here, well, turning point can be explained as where the graph start to change in the direction. Okay, the minimum turning point, because on the graph this is the minimum point and it's turning. You can't get a value less than this minimum point on this graph. Okay, so we call it assume there are two different graphs, so we call this minimum turning point, and in here we call it a maximum turning point. Okay, so let's do some examples on how to sketch parabola graphs.